Hey guys, excuse me, but I was just in the middle of I can't talk. Start all over. Hey guys, it's me, and I just got home from work an hour ago, and I was in the middle of going through my videos from DragCon and sorting them out and putting them onto the computer, and I figured out that I forgot to actually give a description of the overall experience. It's just a whole bunch of random clips of me with people that I met there. I'm going to explain the overall experience because I've been seeing things on Facebook and Twitter like people who didn't go, or like, I heard DragCon sucked, or I heard DragCon was this and I heard this person was that, and it's like, this video is kind of inspired by Misty Eyes when she did her rundown of the drag cruises and stuff like that, so I want to give kind of like my impression of what I experienced as a guest. Maybe, I don't know, I'm going to go quickly in between. Maybe I'll just do like one day and then show you the clip, and then the next day and then show you the clip. Whatever it is, you'll see it eventually. So I'm already wearing my my shirt I got. I only got one t-shirt from a booth from Hunties, and it says, eat, sleep, drag, repeat. And that's basically what I do, except I put eat and sleep twice. So the first day we left on a Friday at 8 p.m. from Modesto, California, and we drove all the way down to LA. We made like one pit stop, and we got to our hotel in Gardenia at 2 a.m. and the next day we get up at 6 a.m. to get all in drags and put our makeup on and get ready and get there by 10. And we got there right when the thing was opening. We parked on the wrong side of the parking lot. We parked on the South Hall when it was actually based in the West Hall. So we had to walk through the different halls, and there was a women's awareness convention going on, and there was a Latino convention going on. So we had to walk through the lobby in full drag past these people. It was pretty funny. And then we got there, I did I pre-ordered mine, and I did the mobile ticket. So I got the ticket that they text you the code for it, and then they send you a link, and it has like a scan square with a little design on it. And for them to get my ticket, it took literally like maybe at most 7 seconds. All it was here you go, there you go. It was so fast, and that was really easy. So I had no problems with the tickets or anything. They gave you a lanyard to put your badge on, and then they give you a program, which they actually ended up running out of the second day, which is kind of a sucky thing because they're really cool programs, and like they're like perfect things for autographs. The first thing I did was go to my friend's booth at dragqueensgalore.com, and they're sharing a booth with Drag Queens Eating, and you'll see more of that in the second day because I spent most of my whole day just sitting with them the whole time. And so my first day basically was meeting everyone I wanted to meet, and they had it so all the queens had their own kind of booth selling their merchandise there, and along with the cosmetics company OCC was there, Morphe, Morphe Brushes were there, and Anastasia Beverly Hills was there, BH Cosmetics, a whole bunch of things. And then some of my friends from Instagram and YouTube were there for different booths. Like my friend Ursula was there for CorsetConnection.com. So it was just like any other convention. And then there was RuPaul's Drag Race girls, throughout the whole thing. Each queen had a certain autograph time and then a photo op time. There was a line of tables for autographs at each hour they changed. And then the photo op was the same thing. So there's like a big area where there's like a professional photo, so you can pay to get like a one-on-one like 8x10 photo from the actual DragCon people, and those prices range differently. I didn't get any, so I don't know how much they were. Each queen at the autograph tables had their own set of portraits and little cards. Those all range differently depending on the queen. My personal experience, I know that Manila was charging only like 10 for her portraits, which was not that bad because I've heard that like Tyra was charging like 20 and some people were charging 20 and above. I know some people were only giving autographs if they bought something, unless it was at the autograph booth. But if you ran into them in the con just walking around, they would probably ask you to buy something, but that was only like 1 or 2 people. Like I heard Laganja was doing that, but Morgan had the cheapest one. She had a portrait this big, and it was $5. So I got that. That was the first picture I actually paid for. I wasn't planning on paying for pictures, but I just was like, why not? It's a good picture, and to get her autograph, and all that stuff. And then I bought one from, what was it? I got three. I got a $5 one from Miss Fame just because this guy was walking around selling them when I was waiting in line to meet her. The lines set up for the meet and greet things, they were really long because they were not like when you go to a club. I don't know, in my personal experience, going to a club for a meet and greet is usually like a meet, picture, go away. It's not only like they get to talk to you, it's really like hi, bye, picture together, and that's basically it. But this one, they actually do talk to you, and you can say what you want to say without being rushed away, and you can, you know, hug them and shake their hand, and if they let you, take a picture with them. All the queens that I went up to, selfies were free, autographs were free unless you bought something of theirs. And the longest I waited was for Manila, but the lines were only about, like, the line, like, separators were only probably, like, 10 feet long, and then the lines ranged throughout the whole entire room. So for people like Manila and Raja, their lines kind of merged together and no one really knew where the line ended and began. I asked, there's this one guy that me and my friend were asking, and we had to go around and was like, are you waiting for Manila or Raja? You know, and we went up to this one guy, and we was like, is this the line for Manila? He's like, yes, but it starts back there. Okay. Like, I don't know, like, overall, just to say, like, everyone at the convention is really, really friendly, except for, like, 2 people, but that guy was, like, giving me this, like, tone like I was trying to cut him. I'm like, no, I just wanted to know where the line was, but okay. RuPaul's area was in a separate area, so you can meet her, and it was like in a snake, so it coiled around like a kind of like at WonderCon or Comic-Con. So it was contained, but it was like a bigger, long line. Because I don't think they anticipated how long the lines were going to be, because they had some people that were like so long, and then there had people were perpendicular, so they kind of almost clashed. And some people had no line, like Tyra Sanchez had no line. Todrick Hall had no line. Like, you know, some people weren't as in demand to see. It was kind of hit or miss. Like, the VIP people got access to be in a separate line, but some of the queens requested just to have one line together. So the lines were mixed up. But it was supposed to be one line for regular people and one line for VIP passes. So, kind of like a fast pass at Disneyland. If you've been to Disneyland, there's a fast pass. So the people in VIP would be in the line, and then they would get kind of like the first serve, you know. It was basically empty most of the time because it was so quick for them just to get in and out. But there's a line, and then the normal people would go, and then the next, whoever would show up at VIP would be the next person, and then alternate to the next from left to right. And I think that would have been better for all the lines, but I think that some of them didn't want that, and it kind of messed things up a little bit. And then a lot of people were doing booth signings, like Trixie Mattel's was in the middle of the whole con, and then her line kind of went through like all the vendors, and it kind of made people confused about where the line ended and began. And Raven and Jujubes was like that too. We didn't really know where it began and ended because it was so long, but there's gaps because security was like, you know, trafficking people. We left a little bit early because we didn't want to get caught in traffic. You know, it's pretty bad in LA. We went home, we went back to the hotel, we ate, and we fell asleep because we were fucking tired. Second day, wake up at 6 a.m. again, and we got in drag early. We had to check out of the hotel because we're leaving that day. And we got to the con a little bit early this time, so we were there before the doors opened, and they had run out of programs already, so I felt kind of bad for anyone who had gotten there later because I had all the scheduling on there and stuff, so if you didn't really have it, you wouldn't really know what was going on. When we went in there, all my friends and I kind of had our own, like, who we wanted to meet, like, to wait, because we knew that waiting in line was so physically painful that we had to find out who we really wanted to see to sacrifice, you know, our comfort for them. So my friends wanted to see, like, you know, Raja, Trixie, Pearl, Derek Barry, all those. I wanted to see Raven. And when I went to go check, her thing wasn't until noon. Her autograph signing wasn't until noon. So I went to the OCC booth to go visit my friend Devin Green. And then I thought she was going to have an autograph signing thing at 10 a.m. So I went to go her like line because it was kind of empty, so I went. And then I found out it was switched around and James St. James was scheduled to be there at 11. So by the time I was like waiting there for like 10 minutes, James St. James was there. And I was like fourth in line, so that worked out. So I met James St. James. And then I went to go check Raven's line, her schedule, and she was crossed out. So there was no Raven autograph that day. And so I was disappointed in that. So I didn't really get to... I saw her. Like, you see everyone, basically. You just don't physically get to meet them. I saw RuPaul's head, and I saw him walking around. I didn't get to meet him though. Well, I ended up just going to the Drag Queens Galore booth and hanging out with Diana Jacketoff. Drag Queens Eating. They're doing like a live video stream from Reddit. It was so funny. She was so hilarious. On Instagram, I met Holly White, Mika from France. Joe Harwood was there. I saw him the first day, but we were like in, walking around. We got a picture together, a video together, and then Domina Garcia was there. I'm a big Domina Garcia fan, so I saw her just standing by herself, and I was like, Domina Garcia. And she was really nice, and yeah, everyone was hella nice. It was kind of hot in there, but it wasn't because of the building. It was probably just, just the body heat, But it was nice outside, though. It was cloudy. It was a 66 cloudy. Like, the high was 60 on the second day, but it was kind of humid. My ticket for both days was $50, and that's for just a regular pass. It was $30 for one. I had saved some money up, so in case I wanted to buy stuff, merchandise, and I also saved money for food and gas to share with my friends on the way. But overall, like, for me, like, I have, like, a part-time job. I don't, like, get that much money every time I get paid, and I just saved up, like, a month's worth of pay, and I was able to be comfortable without having to worry about losing money and, like, all that stuff. So, depends on what you want to actually pay for. It's possible just to go and then, experience the whole thing and enjoy it without spending hella money. But if you do spend hella money, you'll probably get more of the perks, like the VIP pass. Like, after seeing that, I kind of wish I thought about getting a VIP pass. It seemed a little excessive in the moment. Like, I'm not going to pay that much money for a VIP pass. But actually seeing it, like, what the benefits of it was, I'm like, my feet would have taken a lot more pain if I just had the VIP pass. I'm trying to think of, like, frequently asked things. I don't know, basically, the bottom line is I had a really good trip. I lucked out. Usually when I go on vacation, something happens, like we forget something at home or something like that. But all my friends and I we did have a good time. There was nothing bad happened. I dropped my camera on the way there, but it didn't break. I just had the battery thing broke, but I taped it so it works. But yeah. All I will say is that if you weren't there and you hear things about, like, oh, I heard it was this. They're like, I ran into some people that I had seen from Facebook, and they were there out of drag, and they were kind of being like judging people the way they looked. I was like, don't come to a drag convention not in drag and think you can read people because you look dumb. Basically, if you were in drag, you kind of blended in because there wasn't that many people in drag than I expected. It was RuPaul's Drag Con, but it wasn't RuPaul's Drag Race Drag Con, if that makes sense. Like, yes, there's tons of Drag Race girls there. Most of, like, the exciting part of going to Drag Con was just mingling with the people who went, meeting people from across the country that I never would have met otherwise, meeting Miss Candy Blog, Nicole from Loves It or Hates It, all of them. Like, that was more the fun part. Meeting people who I wouldn't meet normally. Coming together for a common love of drag. It's not just about meeting the queens from RuPaul's Drag Race. There's so much more to experience, so many more people to meet there. But everyone was so easily accessible, unless they're like Pearl or Sharon or whatever. Like, people who had a long list of demand, I didn't lift my hopes up to see them because I figured it'd be too much of a wait. Like, you could have met them if you really wanted to. I just didn't want to waste half of my time there waiting in line. I kind of wanted to meet people who I wouldn't normally meet, like Michelle Visage and James St. James and people like that. Like, they don't go to clubs a lot and meet and greet. The drag queens tour, I've met Raven, I met a lot of people, but usually people like James and all them you don't see unless you go and find them at an event. So that was my experience, and that's my personal opinion. There are some people I wish were there. Like, I wish Missy Guys was there, but it's hella far. It's across the country for her. Like, flying, staying, eating, drag in general, and all that stuff. But yeah, it was overall good, and I think that they learned a lot from it, and it's probably only gonna get bigger next year. I just hope they don't raise the prices too much, if at all. The staff was really nice, if that makes a difference. All of the people who were waiting in line, ushering people, they were all really cool. Security was really nice. Everyone supported it. I didn't have that kind of weird, oh, these are the weird people at this convention. I'm just here because I have to work here thing. Sometimes when you go to a public event, the staff is still employed by the building. So sometimes you get that kind of awkward, it's kind of like when you go to a club and it's like a gay night at a club and the staff is not, so gay friendly, but they're just there because they're getting paid to be there, like the bouncer and stuff like that. So I didn't have that kind of weirdness. But yeah, I mean, I've met a few people who saw me on YouTube. So that was really cool. I have some video of that. And I told people if they take pictures of me to tag me, so I want to see if I can try to like grab photos from Instagram that I was tagged in and put them in my vlog for you so you can see it. And overall I had a lot of fun, and it was, you know, I had no regrets from it, and it was so much fun. So it was so surreal seeing people I've been following on YouTube and Instagram for so long and being in the same photo with them. It was so mindfuck, you know? The way they promote it, I want to see if I want to go next year, because there's a tendency, like, you know, the first year's really fun and then it kind of changes and it gets different, and I'm pretty sure anyone who didn't go this year is going to go next year. It's going to be even more crowded, so unless the hall's bigger, it might be a little too crowded, but we'll see. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'm not sure still how I'm going to format this video. This video is already 20 minutes long, so shit. I had a lot of fun. If I saw you there, thank you for talking to me, and thank you for stopping me, because I couldn't see the first day because I was blind without my glasses, and the second day I actually could see, but I looked blind. I got to meet Manila Luzon finally. My video with Manila, it's on my phone because my camera had died, and then I found out later on that I actually had my charger with me the whole time. I felt so stupid, but I'll try to get that video from my phone and just kind of plug it in so you can see it. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. Bye!